confused.
Hi, how are you, everybody?
Here we are at MomCave Live. Once again, we have a special guest this week. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
This is Emily, and she wrote these awesome. Am I still in the frame? Hello.
You're in the frame. You're all tilted.
Hi, guys.
Put yourself on the other side of the screen.
I know, it's confusing. She wrote these great books called Mama Never Told Me, which are our giveaway this week. And they're about things that people say to pregnant ladies and new moms. So if you want to join in, tweet us using the hashtag below, and you can tell us your stories of crap people said to you, or ask us about what we're going to talk about. So, who has the first crap someone said to you?
Well, let's hear from Emily, who wrote the book.
Yeah.
So many things. Well, one of the things that I think people hear a lot of is, and I was just telling them the story, you know, when you're not pregnant and someone asking you, so when are you due? That's like one of my all-time faves. I was actually just like pushing my son in his stroller when I got that question, and you know, he was maybe a month old, so you know, give me a chance to lose weight. I'm not a celebrity. Just give me like 6 months. My son's 6. I probably still have a few pounds of that. There's just a ton of stuff. I mean, you know, the other thing is I have like people always telling me, you know, how to raise him, like what to do with him and what to feed him. You know, you have
What to feed him is big.
right.
Boy.
You know, my I shouldn't say this, but whatever. My father-in-law said,
He's not watching.
yeah, he's not gonna watch MomCave. My husband, don't turn this on. My father-in-law said, does he eat protein? Like,
No, we never
Protein.
No.
You like red meat?
We're anti-protein.
sees him, he's eating like pasta or some carb. And I'm like, no, he had protein yesterday. That's what I said.
My favorite is people would look at my baby and be like, oh, is he a good baby? Like, what? No, he's on probation. What does that mean to be a good baby?
Does he sleep well? Does
Yeah.
he eat well? Does he poop well?
Well, that's another question I hate. Is he a good sleeper?
Yeah, or a good eater when they're toddlers.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the things that they also don't say. It's just the look. It's just, you know, I say something, and I get this. Like, and I know it that they're saying they wouldn't do it the way I did.
Right.
It's that
Right,
look.
right.
You should do it back.
So then I go,
Yeah.
something in your nose.
Judgmental look. Yeah.
Sometimes what they say is how they look.
You know, you guys have the breastfeeding show.
Yeah,
Leche,
the
and
Leche.
that's another one. People are really passionate about breastfeeding.
Right.
So I had a girlfriend of mine who breastfed both her kids, and then I had my son, and she was like, "How can you feed him milk from a cow?" So it was like,
What?
I you know, chose not to breastfeed. That's fine if you two don't judge me.
Right.
You know, I like cow's milk.
Yeah, I'll be like, I drink it.
Right. So that was another one.
Yeah, people are really judgmental on either side of the breastfeeding
Right.
issue, which is we try not to be in our show, Double Leche.
We just like to point out the funny happenstances that happen when people are
Right.
breastfeeding in public.
Did you guys all breastfeed too? Or?
I had to do both. I mean, I tried, but I had to supplement with formula. And, you know, I do believe, what I don't like is when people say that anybody can do it, that it is easy, that it will eventually come. You have to just, you have to just be patient. And I feel like I really did try, but it just wasn't happening.
They really try and get you to that in the hospital.
Yeah.
They always
Yeah.
stop
My
in.
hospital, yeah, they
You want to learn
stop
about
it
breastfeeding?
every 2 hours at my hospital to make sure that you're
Right.
still trying. And I didn't get it when I left the hospital. When I got home, like 3 days later, I almost gave up. I was just about done. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try it one last time. And then finally, I got it. It was kind of like when I learned how to tap dance. Because like all of a sudden it just clicked.
Nice. For me, it was about getting through the pain. I know everyone says that means you're doing it wrong or whatever. It just hurt like hell for a while. And then one day, you know, eventually it just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was one of those ladies that was breastfeeding a humongous child. I would have kept going, but my husband was like,
He's got teeth. He can ask for the milk. He can unbutton your
You
blouse.
totally could by that point. And I
Yeah.
want to let go.
I had a lot of problems also in the beginning with pumping. I didn't know what I was doing. And when I was in the hospital, see, my baby was in the NICU, so that made it all the more difficult to breastfeed because he wasn't with me all the time. Oh, okay, hi. So I remember asking the nurses to show me how to use the pump, but I feel like she wasn't showing me appropriately, or she was being too delicate. I didn't know what I was doing. And then I got that gadget, you know, the bra thing where you stick the cones in like Madonna. What is that?
I wear that in the first episode of Slummy Mummy.
The Madonna cones thing. Yes.
I snug a bell, and it's called the Pump Easy.
That's what I had. It was awesome. It made my life so much easier.
Madonna's cone from.
I'm assuming.
John Paul Gaultier.
Right.
It never occurred to me that there was such a thing. So I was pumping at first, one at a time, or like trying to.
Yeah. Oh my God. What was I thinking?
I know. I finally texted my friend who had a baby 6 months older. I'm like, how do you do this? And she asked me, who's an idiot? She's like, there's a pumping bra. Go get it on Amazon. That thing's great.
Yeah.
I still have it in my house. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But
Anybody needs one.
yeah. It's awesome.
So, Valisa, tell us. I want to hear. You were telling us before we started. Tell us about the construction worker. I thought that was funny.
Oh, it wasn't really crap. He said it was actually very nice. What he said. He was on the phone. I was walking by this. I was pregnant with my first child, and I was still one of those pregnant moms that still had figure from behind, but then you just see like little basketball here. And so I had a cute little black mini dress on, and I'm walking by, and he's talking to his friend, and he kind of clocks me walking by on the sidewalk, and he's like, hold on. Sexy pregnant lady walking by. And I was like, oh, thank you.
When you're hearing like, oh, your boobs are huge, and that's actually a nice.
That's nice.
That's a nice comment.
I was glad to have huge boobs. I never had.
I know, it was kind of weird. It was like, how do you do these things?
I'm a woman who's always had huge boobs my whole life, and then to have them bigger was actually very painful and
It's torture.
not fun.
Right.
What about, so Valisa's the only one here that has two. The rest of us all have one.
Oh, that's interesting.
And we always get the, when are you having another one? Right?
Always.
He can't be an only child.
You
You have to have another. Like I'm like, you're the worst mother ever. You can't leave him alone. I met some woman at a wedding. Like I didn't even know her. We just met, and she had no kids, and she was actually divorced. And she said, you really should have had another one right after you had him. It's like, I'm
Wait,
sorry.
it's kind of late now. So
He's 6 now, but also like, damn, why did I meet you like 6 years ago? I could really use that.
If you were here in my life
that would have
6 years ago, things would have been so different. I had to meet you 6 years later at this wedding.
I always feel compelled to explain it, and that's probably like.
Well, because you're polite. That's why.
I guess so. So I'm like, well,
And you're not from
actually,
New York, so.
I would like to, but I can't because X, Y, and Z. We only have a 1-bedroom apartment. We need a bigger apartment, and then I get into my whole spiel.
Especially like if you're living in the city or the tri-state area, I'm finding fewer and fewer women having the second one or the third one. I mean, you're the exception. But
I get when you're having a third, you should try for a boy because I have 2 girls.
A third.
What's so big about boys?
So
Like
there needs
girls,
to be an heir to
I know.
the throne or
Girls
something.
rule.
Oh, and then was he a surprise?
That's
They asked
I often got that. Was he a surprise?
oh my god.
Well, I mean, what do they mean by that? Is it because
Did you plan to have a baby?
were you careless, Jennifer?
Do you want to know my
Were you careless?
Is it condom break?
I'm going to tell that person.
Was he an unwanted child?
It's so personal.
Oh my gosh.
And we were talking, the other thing we were talking about is mommy one-ups. So I was working with someone who had a child at a similar time as me, and her baby, could like read her own, bedtime stories at 3. And, my son was still, sucking his thumb and, wasn't anywhere near books. So, you always have to deal with that. And I would just say, you know what? You're so right. I am like the worst mother ever. I feel awful. You know, it's terrible.
That's a great way to deal with it.
Well, you know, you have to, if you just do
That's
that,
why I don't believe her child was reading their own stories at 3.
I'm telling you, she got her tutored. And
My
At
she's
3,
a savant.
my husband's
she's
like
going to
that
be a
though.
serial killer.
My husband's the one-upper unintentionally, because he'll hit my son Xander. This happened the other day. He's like, "Hey Xander, show everyone how you could count to 100."
Yes,
What? Did you see that?
He went up there on Facebook.
Sandy posted it. He posted it. 3.
Oh,
He gets it to 100.
So proud.
But he can't. He still can't ride a scooter. He still can't. You know.
oh,
Go this
can he
way.
read that? He can't read that, can he?
No, he knows the alphabet cold though. Cold.
There's a cat in the room.
But he can't read. Oh, hi, Kenny.
Oh, jeez.
Cat walking by.
Sure, yes, your cat walking by. You know what the animal is.
And everybody who knows me knows I'm a huge animal person.
Yeah.
Actually, no, not. Get away, kitty.
Go away. If you want to tell us crap people said to you, please put it in the comments because then you could win one of these.
We have some.
Oh yeah, I was just saying. I was like, people tweeting. What are they saying?
So, Mommy Harnar is saying, I hate that. When are you having another statement?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to think of a comeback.
You know, it's so interesting though. You know, I remember being completely shocked by all the comments. Like, I remember because I was so big. I was telling you guys I was 65 pounds heavier, only 5'2". So okay, maybe I invited a few comments. Whatever, you know. But I mean, I remember being surprised by people being so obnoxious about it. Like even the CEO of a company, I'm in sales, and she was like, "Where did those boobs come from?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, did this woman just say that?" Like, you know, you have to blow it off, otherwise you're like that hormonal pregnant
And no
woman,
one
you
can
know.
say that to a man. They're going to be like, your balls are looking really big.
Did you hear? You look like you're about to burst, and you're like, "Well, I still have another 2 months to go."
I have one. She said a man saw her coming out of the train and said, I like pregnant women.
Ew.
Ew, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's
What did he think she was going to do?
Here's the comeback. Are you gonna pay for it after I have it?
For her in-laws, because they have a vested interest. So when they ask you to have another one, you can do that.
So there's a one-up comment.
Yeah.
When I was in a mom chat group, one lady said, no lie, that she was going to start potty training at 8 months.
Can they walk at 8
How
months?
did that go for her?
There is a
obviously hers probably.
There is a thing. You can look it up. I didn't do it because it sounds really hard. But called elimination communication. Have you heard of that?
No.
So they don't use diapers. And from the time the baby's really, really little, they try to see the baby's signals when it has to go, and they hold the baby over the potty. Like, I'm talking little baby.
Oh,
And apparently this trains them, and there's someone I know who's had great success with it, but I can just tell it just have pee all over the floor.
And
Right.
so this person never worked.
Yeah, that was gonna say this person doesn't work.
Right. It would be tough. You'd have to be there all the time.
Yeah.
well, potty training sucked.
Yeah.
I didn't like
It still sucks for me right
Yeah.
now.
That's tough.
It was going well, but I hate when they regress. They go backwards a little bit. That's where we're at.
You just have to wait. Yeah, but he can say his ABCs and count to 100.
You can count to 100.
You know,
I want him to go to the friggin' toilet. That's what I care about. Great kid, you count to 100. What good? Are you gonna wash my sheets? You know.
Mommy, stop wearing diapers.
Well, we're almost done actually. 6:45. We've been talking. But we wanted to tell everyone one more thing. We're shooting some more episodes of Blabbermom.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, that's our show where we just interview moms and they tell their funny stories. So if you're in the New York City area and you have some funny stories you want to tell, just get in touch. Our Facebook, our Twitter, or
Participate.
Yeah, momcavetv@gmail.com is our email address. And to win the books,
Yeah.
leave us a comment.
These books are
They're
cute.
so cute.
Cute.
Can I show them a picture?
Yeah. Okay, that's so cute.
I don't know. How can you see that? Anyway, leave us a comment about crap people said to you, and the best comment is going to win the giveaway.
Oh, and they can go on mntandblog.com to check out
Yeah.
the
Yes.
page of the books. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I need to think about
Talk about the blog.
So in the comments, I think I already put it, or in the description, you'll see Emily's URL. But I'll put it after this. Anyway.
Yeah, we good.
This was a fun Twitter party. Thank you for the comments.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.